This brass button rests beside my cup, holding down the corner of a bill. 50 years of winding clocks right up, watching shadows settle on the sill. I count the threads that tore away in spring and wonder what tomorrow wants to bring. My knuckles ache when weather turns around, yet every quiet room still makes a sound. The winter always loses to the lawn. Old shoes will carry you across the street. A kettle whistles when the dark is gone, and cold hands find where bread and butter meet. Nobody walks this kitchen floor alone, while someone still remembers what we've known. I run my thumb along the painted grain where coffee rings have faded into gold. It doesn't hurt to listen to the rain, or admit the afternoon is cold. There is a wool coat hanging by the hall, with heavy pockets wading through it all. The clock ticks slow but never skips a beat, and evening settles gently down the street. The winter always loses to the lawn. Old shoes will carry you across the street. A kettle whistles when the dark is gone, and cold hands find where bread and butter meet. Nobody walks this kitchen floor alone, while someone still remembers what we've known. I used to think that peace was something grand, like ships returning safely from the foam. Now it is just a button in my hand, a sweater folded, and an open home. The winter always loses to the lawn. Old shoes will carry you across the street. A kettle whistles when the dark is gone, and cold hands find where bread and butter meet. Nobody walks this kitchen floor alone, while someone still remembers what we've known. I thread the needle through the yellowed cloth and fasten down the button, neat and tight. The porch lamp flickers for a gentle moth, and everything will keep until the light. A bicycle bell rang twice beside the garden gate, cutting clean across the pavement, gray and cold. You stared down at your hands until the hour grew late, carrying every quiet sorrow never told. Put that worn umbrella down beside the front hall wall. There is room enough for both of us to rest. The kettle on the copper ring is starting up its tune, and we do not have to mend the world before the afternoon. We will take the quiet road around the river bend, where the winter water turns the gravel gold. Every scattered trouble finds a steady place to end, and we never have to run from growing old. The street sweeper pushes leaves into a dusty heap, whistling something simple from our younger days. You can set aside the promises you could not keep. Even sturdy timber bends in different ways. Pull your woolen cardigan around your narrow chest. Let the noisy traffic roll along the lane. The clock upon the sideboard ticks away the heavy fret. There are better stories we have never written yet. We will take the quiet road around the river bend, where the winter water turns the gravel gold. Every scattered trouble finds a steady place to end, and we never have to run from growing old. We have seen the slate roofs white beneath the hardest snow. We have seen the roses wither to the root. When the porch lamp flickers in the autumn glow, follow where the lantern leaves its steady foot. We will take the quiet road around the river bend, where the winter water turns the gravel gold. Every scattered trouble finds a steady place to end, and we never have to run from growing old. Drink the tea before the kitchen window chills. There is time enough to listen, sit and see. Leave your walking shoes upon the cedar sills, and save the corner chair for me. Wood smoke and cinnamon gravel yard. Arthur set his wool slippers on the timber floor, looking at the yellow leaves he hadn't swept in months. Down the road the baker pulled a steaming metal tray, and the sleepy little village stirred to meet the day. He touched the dusty mental clock that stopped in 99, and wound the little silver spring to set the hands on time. Heavy winters always break before the robin sings. Light comes spilling in from unexpected little things. An open window lets the bitter yesterday depart, while someone's kettle whistles kindness back into the heart. Children raced on red two-wheelers down the asphalt, kicking up the copper colors by the garden gate. Widow Gable crossed the lawn in heavy winter boots, holding out a covered bowl of warm potato stew. She did not ask him if the quiet days were hard to bear. She simply pulled herself an extra wicker rocking chair. They shared the steaming lunch without a single heavy word, and listened to the sweetest sparrow neither one had heard. Heavy winters always break before the robin sings. Light comes spilling in from unexpected little things. An open window lets the bitter yesterday depart, while someone's kettle whistles kindness back into the heart. His curtains drawn for nearly half a year, locking out the friendly voices Arthur used to hear. Now a simple neighborly knock upon the wooden stair showed him there was still a gentle tomorrow left to share. He walked her to the picket gate and said he'd rake the lawn. The heavy shade of loneliness had finally moved on. Arthur tied his walking shoes and left the door ajar, ready for the quiet world that wasn't very far. A sudden notion cut right through the quiet of the afternoon. The pendulum was ticking slow, the radio was out of tune. I saw the shadows stretch across the floral rug upon the floor, and pictured you with wet lapels arriving at the garden door. The tea is steeped, the porch is swept, the promises we made are kept. Leave the screen door unlatched tonight. The yellow porch light cuts through the gray. Every heavy mile will fade to white. A warm, dry coat will take the chill away. The clock counts down another hour against the floral patterned wall. A silver teaspoon catches light, casting diamonds in the hall. The world outside is full of storms that shake the maple tree so bare. Yet inside here the kettle hums, waiting for your empty chair. The wind may whistle down the lane, but safety waits behind the pane. Leave the screen door unlatched tonight. The yellow porch light cuts through the gray. Every heavy mile will fade to white. A warm, dry coat will take the chill away. Footsteps crunch along the gravel driveway in the evening rain. A familiar coat brushing past the roses by the window pane. Troubles lose their weight the second you step across the wooden sill, finding there is plenty time for quiet conversation still. The brass latch clicks and lets you in. A gentle supper can begin. Hang your umbrella by the stair. Rest easy in the rocking chair. The quiet go when someone turns the hallway radio on. I watch a pale moth tap against the window pane, drifting between the garden mint and yesterday's rain, wondering if the corner baker still folds his dough at dawn. My thoughts wander loose like stray cats through the meadow grass, looking for nothing, finding the afternoon intact. A teacup leaves a ring on the telephone directory, and there is an easy mercy in letting mysteries be. Watching the muslin curtains billow slow and free, patient as clover waiting out a gentle breeze. The porch steps hold the warmth of midday slate, while neighborhood boys roll marbles down the lane. A silver spoon stirs honey through the evening plate, washing away the heavy doubts we could not name. Every troubled breath finds a steady place to land. My sister once asked why clocks keep ticking forward in the dark. I never found an answer, just handed her a winter pear. Now the copper kettle begins its friendly spark, as shadows stretch their elbows across the cellar stair. You never need a compass when the parlor rug feels safe. Let the unsaid arguments drift up the brick flue, past woolen blankets stacked upon the cedar chest. The whole world keeps spinning without our permission to. So pull the rocking chair closer and allow yourself to rest. The porch steps hold the warmth of midday sleep, while neighborhood boys roll marbles down the lane. A silver spoon stirs honey through the evening plate, washing away the heavy doubts we could not name. Every troubled breath finds a steady place to land. The teapot cools beside the open ledger book. The evening air settles sweet against the cedar sill. Not every riddle needs another look, while the house grows calm and the street stays still. Heavy dark walnut sinks deep in the floor, supporting my back while the evening turns cold. I pull out some paper I kept in the drawer to write to that frightened 20-year-old. You paced on the porch in the bitter late fall, certain that everything broke in your hands. I hear your boots tapping the base of the wall, too scared to believe in the land. Put down that heavy tin kettle to rest. Breathe till the tension recedes from your chest. That girl at the station will catch the next train and bring back the laughter you thought you had lost. The roof will stay dry through 3 seasons of rain, while daisies forgive every hard-bitten frost. You stumble through trials you will not recall, so stand by the fence and let calendars fall. You worry the banknote will swallow your pride, and dread every envelope left on the sill. I look at the garden we planted outside and watch yellow finches take over the hill. The job that you hated will end in July, opening doors you had never of the sky and fields that are waiting in green. Drink down the milk and blow out the small light. Nothing is broken beyond all repair tonight. That girl at the station will catch the next train and bring back the laughter you thought you had lost. The roof will stay dry through 3 seasons of rain, while daisies forgive every heart-bitten frost. You stumble through trials you will not recall, so stand by the fence and let calendars fall. I know how the silence can feel like a debt when youth tries to measure each step in advance. Forgive every bargain you made with regret, and give the long river of living a chance. Fold up the letter and smooth down your sleeve. The years treat you kinder than you could believe. I blow on the ink as the tallow burns low. You made it, my friend, and I wanted to let you know. Apricot and dusty rose filtered through the cafe glass, touching every silver fork and slowing down the hours that pass. A fellow in an overcoat sat down across the table wide. He folded up his paper neat and laid his heavy bag aside. He smiled and said, "It looks like rain, but only on the other street," and cleared a space between our plates for 2 tired pairs of traveling feet. He told me stormy seasons break before the winter turns unkind. A heavy load gets lighter when you leave the bitter grief behind. We shared a pot of peppermint until the shadows lost their weight. Sometimes a quiet stranger shows the way through an unfamiliar gate. He asked me why my knuckles clenched around a chipped ceramic cup. I told him life had dealt a blow that made it hard to keep looking up. He tapped his thumb against the wood and said he lost a house in June, yet every fallen timber taught his heart to hum a steadier tune. You are only in the middle part, he spoke with a patient nod. The gravel road is longer, but it still can lead you somewhere broad. The waitress came to clear the check and wished us both a gentle night. He counted out exact change on hands can still find something warm to hold. He told me stormy seasons break before the winter turns unkind. A heavy load gets lighter when you leave the bitter grief behind. We shared a pot of peppermint until the shadows lost their weight. Sometimes a quiet stranger shows the way through an unfamiliar gate. He buttoned up his collar tight and tipped his hat before he walked. I stayed a while to finish up the tea we poured while we talked. The street lamp flared with steady gold outside the window by my chair. I stepped into the evening air and knew that I could make it there. Yesterday Mrs. Gable swore the garden would recover, wiping flour off her apron by the sink. She said sorrow is an ant who overstays her welcome, far less permanent than everybody seems to think. Now a stray yellow tabby drinks the puddle on the flagstones, and someone fixed the crooked mailbox down at number 9. Little things keep ticking forward without asking, like the steeple bell at 20 after 4. The postman whistles tunes from 58. The baker leaves the oven lantern late. A dandelion splits the sidewalk wide. Fresh laundry dries along the southern side. A kettle rattles on the iron grate, and gentle mercies gather at the gate. Mr. Henderson is painting all his wicker green, waving with a brush, dripping emerald on his shoe. A girl in rubber boots is skipping over chalk marks, counting every square until she reaches 22. Baker sets 3 cinnamon rolls beside the window, still steaming through the frosty winter pane. The shadows stretch and soften round the edges, giving back the quiet courage we had lost. The postman whistles tunes from 58. The baker leaves the oven lantern late. A dandelion splits the sidewalk wide. Fresh laundry dries along the southern side. A kettle rattles on the iron grate, and gentle mercies gather at the gate. We spend our nights tallying every missing penny, forgetting how the simplest hours mend the seam. It does not take a thunderclap to lift a spirit, just butter on the crust and a saucer full full of cream. Mrs. Gable hung her apron on the wooden peg. The afternoon is pouring honey on the floor. I step outside into the chilly April air and leave the heavy winter right behind the door. Scratch your rib knit wool against my knuckles, pulls the attic chill into the light. Faded seams unwind across the blanket, softened by 50 years of winter nights. I press the waffle weave against my cheek, and suddenly the old house lets me in. The hallway floorboards creak beneath the carpet, and someone turns the kitchen kettle on. A steady kettle whistles through the howling gale, while patient fingers patch the linen where it failed. The longest bitter freeze will spare the willow tree, and every sleeping garden wakes in emerald green. No heavy winter holds the spring from breaking free. My mother measured fabric on the table, marking chalk along the checkered board. She smoothed the yellow flannel with an iron, letting steam drift toward the cellar door. She said the thread is stronger than the tear, if you just give the needle time to work. That quiet voice still settles in the timber and mends the heavy worry in my chest. A steady kettle whistles through the howling gale, while patient fingers patch the linen where it failed. The longest bitter freeze will spare the willow tree, and every sleeping garden wakes in emerald green. No heavy winter holds the spring from breaking free. The decades pass in quiet little stitches, some pulled tight and others wearing thin. Whenever troubles gather at the threshold, I pull that woven comfort close within. A steady kettle whistles through the howling gale, while patient fingers patch the linen where it failed. The longest bitter freeze will spare the willow tree, and every sleeping garden wakes in emerald green. No heavy winter holds the spring from breaking free. I the corner, neatly on the cedar bench. The rooms are calm, the storm has walked away. The stitch holds true, and life begins again. For 15 glows in dull green phosphor beside the telephone wire. Right now the room is cold and quiet around the fading fire. I know these winter months have worn the spirit down to bone, but listen close to what I picture when the year has grown. Heavy coats will go back in the trunk upstairs. We will trade this waiting room for easy wicker chairs. We will sit out on the porch when evening settles in the pine, pouring sweet cold water while the neighbors stroll the garden line. Every ache you carried through the dark will soften into dust, passing jam across the cedar table like we always must, watching twilight turn the river bank to gentle honey gold. The wall clock in the hallway strikes 11 down below, reminding us that even stubborn hours eventually go. I see you walking without leaning on the wooden cane, brushing fallen petals from the steps after a summer rain. You will reach into your pocket for the cellar key, finding all the simple things as whole as they should be. We will sit out on the porch when evening settles in the pine, pouring sweet cold water while the neighbors stroll the garden line. Every ache you carried through the dark will soften into dust, passing jam across the cedar table like we always must, watching twilight turn the river bank to gentle honey gold. Do not worry if tomorrow starts with fog and heavy rain. A season always bends toward greener grass along the lane. We have weathered worse than this and kept the pilot light. There are easier afternoons waiting on the other side of night. The glowing number shifts to 4:30 against the wall. Rest your tired shoulders now, we do not have far to fall. Summer is already packing bags to meet us down the road. Spool of forest green rests on the checkered tablecloth today. It rolled out from an ancient sewing box where mother tucked the extra scraps away. I count the tiny rings around the pine and wonder how it outlived all that grief. If something small can hold its color here, then even I can turn a quiet leaf. The steam is rising from the porcelain mug, and evening settles gently like an old wool rug. A heavy winter softens when the kettle starts to sing. Old sweaters mend with patience and a bit of knotted string. The clock upon the mantelpiece forgets the hours we lost, and April brings the clover back across the frozen frost. I spent too many seasons in a rush, chasing things that never learned to stay. Now sitting by this open windowsill, the shadow on my chest is giving way. I thread the needle with that simple strand to fix the cuff where time began to tear. Believing there is mercy in the dust and room enough to breathe without a care. The copper light is spilling on the floor. There is no need to worry like I did before. A heavy winter softens when the kettle starts to sing. Old sweaters mend with patience and a bit of knotted string. The clock upon the mantelpiece forgets the hours we lost, and April brings the clover back across the frozen frost. We break in places nobody can see, then learn to trust inside the slow repair. A slice of bread, a blanket on the knees, and peace returns from almost anywhere. The thread is tied, the spool sits by my plate. I think I might go walk the garden gate. Tomorrow will be kind enough to wait. Steel milk crates rattled on the curb below, bouncing from a tailgate down the block. You set your reading glasses on the sill and sighed against the ticking of the clock. I know you felt the burden in your chest, wondering how the years got in the way. There There is no finish line we have to cross, no debt you have to settle with today. We can walk as slow as you need, stopping by the corner grocery stand. Let the heavy sorrow find a quiet rest, like fallen leaves upon the open sand. I will match your stride along the paving stones until the color finds your cheek again. A streetcar bell is chiming on the hill, carrying a steady ringing tune. You said you feared you had no stories left, sitting in the dusty afternoon. Look at all the winters we survived, nothing good inside you turned to rust. There is no finish line we have to cross, we take the road ahead on simple trust. We can walk as slow as you need, stopping by the corner grocery stand. Let the heavy sorrow find a quiet rest, like fallen leaves upon the open sand. I will match your stride along the paving stones until the color finds your cheek again. When you forget how strong you used to stand, lean right against my shoulder for a mile. It takes a while for heavy clouds to clear, but every doorway remembers how to smile. We can walk as slow as you need, stopping by the corner grocery stand. Let the heavy sorrow find a quiet rest, like fallen leaves upon the open sand. I will match your stride along the paving stones until the color finds your cheek again. So tie your laces, friend, and take your coat. The sidewalk by the fence is clear and dry. We have 2 full hours before the evening comes, and not a single worry in the sky. Clove oil and beeswax hung in the fellowship hall. Thomas carried his toolbox past the coat rack on the wall. 10 long months of quiet lived inside his empty house. Yet today he stepped outside without a shadow or a doubt. He unclasped the leather latch upon the walnut case and found the silver tuning fork right in its proper place. The cast iron radiator hissed a friendly tone. His weathered knuckles loosened up to work the wood alone. Every rusty wire gives a little when you pull. Tension finds a gentle rest until the tone is full. Nobody expected him to fix the treble keys. Still he turned the wooden pins and put the room at ease. Proving broken timber learns to carry melody. The pastor brought a porcelain mug of chicory and cream. Thomas struck an octave strike and listened to the beam. His Martha taught the Sunday school for 7 lustrous years. He felt her patient kindness lingering among the tears. He smoothed the hammer felts with chalk and set the damper right, watching dust motes settle down against the yellow light. The heavy parlor upright stood as solid as a tree. He counted out the beats between the 4th and middle C. Every rusty wire gives a little when you pull. Tension finds a gentle rest until the tone is full. Nobody expected him to fix the treble keys. Still he turned the wooden pins and put the room at ease. Proving broken timber learns to carry melody. Grief is heavy luggage that a person cannot pack, yet simple labor lends a hand to bring the rhythm back. He ran a major scale across the polished ivory road, remembering that healing comes on feet that travel slow. Every rusty wire gives a little when you pull. Tension finds a gentle rest until the tone is full. Nobody expected him to fix the treble keys. Still he turned the wooden pins and put the room at ease. Proving broken timber learns to carry melody. He closed the fall board softly as the parish supper began. Thomas shared his ginger cake, a lighter, steadier man. The choir gathered near the bench to sing the evening chime, and all 88 good hammers struck the chord in perfect time. Across the parlor where nobody spoke, an unexpected notion stirred the still. I realized the hardest branch had broke beneath the weight upon the windowsill. yet tiny green, was pushing through the chill. The tall grandfather clock kept steady track, and in that hush the courage drifted back. Dust floated down through amber window glass. A picture frame stood steady on the wall. The heaviest of winters always pass, and even careful shadows start to fall. Pass me the blue Willow plate from the shelf. We have been carrying sorrow too long. Set down the heavy tea kettle yourself, and breathe just enough to remember the song. Even the quietest kitchen can mend, giving us room to begin at the end. The lace upon the table catches light, revealing silver spoons polished in pairs. The curtains billow softly into white, and footsteps echo down the wooden stairs. You take the sturdy chair beside the stove and pour the water slowly from above. There is no hurry in an afternoon that gives its weary travelers a seat. The brass pendulum and the wooden spoon keep time together in a gentle beat. Pass me the blue Willow plate from the shelf. We have been carrying sorrow too long. Set down the heavy tea kettle yourself, and breathe just enough to remember the song. Even the quietest kitchen can mend, giving us room to begin at the end. A slice of toasted bread upon the plate. Steam rises slowly in the golden square. We do not have to settle with our fate while there is still a supper left to share. Did we keep 12 silver spoons for 3 wooden chairs? The water starts boiling before I locate my woolen socks. Frank used to say rain smells different across the county line. There is salt in the sugar bowl again from yesterday. A sparrow sits on the telephone wire and tilts its head. My thoughts wander down the gravel lane before my feet can move. The linoleum stays cold, but the pilot light burns blue. Yesterday felt heavy, but tomorrow makes no promises to pain. I wipe the breadboard down with a damp checkered rag. We mend the torn hem when the thread runs long. A kettle on the burner makes a quiet sort of song. The porch light stays steady while the shadows drift away. You sit by the stove and let the tired hours pay. Good things find the kitchen when the table has a plate. The radio static cleared up around 9:30. That old tune about the river used to make my sister laugh. I found a dry bay leaf tucked inside the dictionary. Page 412, right where the word for shelter lives. Funny how a coat of dust makes everything look settled. The dark roast is steeped enough to pour into 2 mugs. We patch the drafty sill with an extra folded rug. Warm cider tastes better from a heavy earthen mug. The grandfather clock ticks gently against the hallway wall. Nobody has to hurry when the yellow leaves fall. Good news travels slowly, but it reaches us in time. A cloud passes quietly over the neighbor's barn. My fingers still remember how to turn the gray yarn. Trouble has a habit of grinding itself down to sand. Give the fire 5 more minutes to warm your right hand. We have enough bread and the rafters hold tight. Set the chipped cup on the saucer near the window pane. Listen to the steady drumming of the afternoon rain. Drink it down slow, there is nothing left to fear today. Rest your shoulders now, the hardest part has rolled away. tell you not to dread the climb. The deck gets cleared before the autumn frost. Not a single honest prayer gets lost. A sweeter season finds that drafty room, and yellow roses learn the way to bloom. You thought the silence meant the world grew cold. Inside that flat on 7th Street, you burn the toast and let the kettle hiss, staring down at your frozen feet. That cushion held you while you learned to grieve, preparing you for all you would receive. If I could step across the 30 years, I would dry those frantic, sudden tears. The deck gets cleared before the autumn frost. Not a single honest prayer gets lost. A sweeter season finds that drafty room, and yellow roses learn the way to bloom. I know you think you lost the better part by trusting people with a clumsy heart, but every stumble brought you straight to me, content and breathing by the cedar tree. Stand up, young man, and turn the floor lamp low. The heavy seat can rest, it is time to grow. I turned out fine on this side of the door. You do not need to worry anymore.
Butter yellow tint spilled down the booth, touching grease pencil marks upon your coat. I saw you counting coins to pay the fare and clear a heavy knot inside your throat. You turned around to check the silver clock, like every ticking second held a blame. I set my paper down and cleared my voice and asked if you had time to trade a name. The kettle whistled soft behind the bar. You shook your head and let your shoulders fall. A tired smile began to break the gloom across the shadow, widening on the wall. Troubles lose their weight when they are spoken. Tangled roads look straighter when we talk. Mend the little seams before they widen. Rest your weary feet before you walk. Every storm runs out of dark to pour, leaving quiet pavement at your door. You said you lost a dream in 48, or maybe just last Friday by the bay. I told you how my brother missed the train and found his future 30 miles away. The waitress filled our mugs without a word, as if she knew some debts are paid in time. We passed the marmalade and buttered toast, two travelers trading pennies for a rhyme. The hardest miles are always traveled solo, until somebody pulls another chair. You do not have to carry all the luggage, just let a friendly witness see you there. Troubles lose their weight when they are spoken. Tangled roads look straighter when we talk. Mend the little seams before they widen. Rest your weary feet before you walk. Every storm runs out of dark to pour, leaving quiet pavement at your door. You tied your woolen scarf and took your coat. The bus arrived with headlights cut and bright. You tapped the counter twice and gave a wave, stepping steady out into the night.
Told me yesterday that trouble always loses steam, and pointed to the kettle on the back right burner ring. The neighbor's beagle found his yellow tennis ball again, wedged under maple branches where the fence begins to bend. A dry hydrangea head rolled down the gravel path, right past the plastic basin where the sparrows take a bath. These tiny quiet motions keep the world from falling down, just simple little reasons to remain inside this town. A repaired porch step holds the weight of heavy grocery sacks. Old woolen cardigans stay soft along their weathered backs. The hardware owner leaves a dish of peppermint by the door, and someone always finds a penny on the bakery floor. It turns out gentle things outlive the burdens that we bore. The mailman paused to whistle by the silver willow tree while drying out his canvas hat from 3:15. Two pigeons fought politely for a single crust of rye beneath the laundry drying in a pale October sky. A rusty sprinkler sputtered once and then began to turn, proving there is plenty left for anyone to learn. just simple little reasons to remain inside this town. A repaired porch step holds the weight of heavy grocery sacks. Old woolen cardigans stay soft along their weathered backs. The hardware owner leaves a dish of peppermint by the door, and someone always finds a penny on the bakery floor. It turns out gentle things outlive the burdens that we bore. You said to notice how the moss forgives the broken stone, how tea tastes better when you take the second cup alone. There is a patient rhythm underneath the loudest week, providing all the steady answers that we used to seek. You told me yesterday the daylight finds another route. I set the copper kettle down and turned the burner out. The neighbor called his hound dog home before the bell could ring, and suddenly we had enough to face the coming spring. Rough muslin weave between my knuckles brings back the kitchen table in July. The summer heat had undone every buckle, and water boiled without a reason why. My mother sat with tailor shears in hand, smoothing the wrinkles flat across the pine. She pulled the threads and told me not to worry. The stiffest cloth gives in to soap and rain. There is no need to finish in a hurry. Good stitches hold despite the pull of strain. She measured twice along the faded hem, teaching my hands to trust the afternoon. I felt the tension loosen in the thread, and listened close to every word she said. Heavy canvas bends when water starts to flow. Every stiffened fold gives way to gentle wear. What feels too harsh tonight will soften as we go, carried through the dark by quiet hands that care. A brighter thread will mend the part that tore. Now 40 years of traded places quietly, I hold the self-same apron on my lap. When heavy winters try to shake me mightily, I trace the sturdy binding of the strap. Her steady hear again what simple kindness said. Heavy canvas bends when water starts to flow. Every stiffened fold gives way to gentle wear. What feels too harsh tonight will soften as we go, carried through the dark by quiet hands that care. A brighter thread will mend the part that tore. Time is a patient tailor working slow, ironing the creases out of troubled days. The bitter winds we suffered long ago turn into gentle lessons in our praise. The fabric rests against my fingers now, completely soft after so many years. I folded neatly on the cedar chest and let tomorrow take away the tears we mend together, line by patient line. The painted 6 upon the mantel clock points steady toward a quiet afternoon. I picture how your boots will hit the dock when winter leaves our lake in middle June. We will not hurry down the gravel trail, nor count the years we carried on our backs. Just watch the cedar wax wings on the rail and listen to the train across the tracks. Every heavy week will have to bend, every bitter ache will find an end. We'll share a pot of sweet clover tea, unpack the woolens with the windows wide, laugh at the storm that couldn't shake the tree, and let the kettle whistle on the side. Nobody asks how hard the winter blew when all the lilac branches blossom through. I see your spectacles upon the stand beside an open book of garden seeds. You'll take a little trowel in your hand and clear the yellow clover from the weeds. The porch will smell of lemon oil and pine, with easy laughter coming back to stay. We'll string the pole beans up along the twine and let the telephone just ring away. All the worried letters that we penned will turn to ash before the shadows blend. We'll share a pot of sweet clover tea, unpack the woolens with the windows wide, laugh at the storm that couldn't shake the tree, and let the kettle whistle on the side. Nobody asks how hard the winter blew when all the lilac branches blossom through. It is not foolish to believe in peace, to mark a date upon a calendar. The tightest knot will loosen and release. The brightest days are waiting where we are. The kettle simmers on a cast iron plate. I set 2 cups beside the cedar sill. The world is gentle past the picket gate, and all the heavy sorrow standing still. This brass button rests beside my cup, holding down the corner of a bill. 50 years of winding clocks right up, watching shadows settle on the sill. I count the threads that tore away in spring, and wonder what tomorrow wants to bring. My knuckles ache when weather turns around, yet every quiet room still makes a sound. The winter always loses to the lawn. Old shoes will carry you across the street. A kettle whistles when the dark is gone, and cold hands find where bread and butter meet. Nobody walks this kitchen floor alone, while someone still remembers what we've known. I run my thumb along the painted grain where coffee rings have faded into gold. It doesn't hurt to listen to the rain, or admit the afternoon is cold. There is a wool coat hanging by the hall, with heavy pockets wading through it all. The clock ticks slow but never skips a beat, and evening settles gently down the street. The winter always loses to the lawn. Old shoes will carry you across the street. A kettle whistles when the dark is gone, and cold hands find where bread and butter meet. Nobody walks this kitchen floor alone, while someone still remembers what we've known. I used to think that peace was something grand, like ships returning safely from the foam. Now it is just a button whistles when the dark is gone, and cold hands find where bread and butter meet. Nobody walks this kitchen floor alone, while someone still remembers what we've known. I thread the needle through the yellowed cloth and fasten down the button, neat and tight. The porch lamp flickers for a gentle moth, and everything will keep until the light. A bicycle bell rang twice beside the garden gate, cutting clean across the pavement, gray and cold. You have stared down at your hands until the hour grew late, carrying every quiet sorrow never told. Put that worn umbrella down beside the front hall wall. There is room enough for both of us to rest. The kettle on the copper ring is starting up its tune, and we do not have to mend the world before the afternoon. We will take the quiet road around the river bend, where the winter water turns the gravel gold. Every scattered trouble finds a steady place to end, and we never have to run from growing old. The street sweeper pushes leaves into a dusty heap, whistling something simple from our younger days. You can set aside the promises you could not keep. Even sturdy timber bends in different ways. Pull your woolen cardigan around your narrow chest. Let the noisy traffic roll along the lane. The clock upon the sideboard ticks away the heavy fret. There are better stories we have never written yet. We will take the quiet road around the river bend, where the winter water turns the gravel gold. Every scattered trouble finds a steady place to end, and we never have to run from growing old. We have seen the slate roofs white beneath the hardest snow. We have seen the roses wither to the root. When the porch lamp flickers in the autumn glow, follow where the lantern leaves its steady foot. We will take the quiet road around the river bend, where the winter water turns the gravel gold. Drink the tea before the kitchen window chills. There is time enough to listen, sit and see. Leave your walking shoes upon the cedar sills and save the corner chair for me. Wood smoke and cinnamon drifted past the screen door, carried on the autumn chill across the gravel yard. Arthur set his wool slippers on the timber floor, looking at the yellow leaves he hadn't swept in months. Down the road the baker pulled a steaming metal tray, and the sleepy little village stirred to meet the day. He touched the dusty mantel clock that stopped in 99 and wound the little silver spring to set the hands on time. Heavy winters always break before the robin sings. Light comes spilling in from unexpected little things. An open window lets the bitter yesterday depart, while someone's kettle whistles kindness back into the heart. Children raced on red two-wheelers down the asphalt, kicking up the copper colors by the garden gate. Widow Gable crossed the lawn in heavy winter boots, holding out a covered bowl of warm potato stew. She did not ask him if the quiet days were hard to bear. She simply pulled herself an extra wicker rocking chair. They shared the steaming lunch without a single heavy word, and listened to the sweetest sparrow neither one had heard. Heavy winters always break before the robin sings. Light comes spilling in from unexpected little things. An open window lets the bitter yesterday depart, while someone's kettle whistles kindness back into the heart. His curtains drawn for nearly half a year, locking out the friendly voices Arthur used to hear. Now a simple neighborly knock upon the wooden stair showed him there was still a gentle tomorrow left to share. He walked her to the picket gate and said he'd rake the lawn. The heavy shade of loneliness had finally moved on. Arthur tied his walking shoes and left the door ajar, ready for the quiet world that wasn't very far. A sudden notion cut right through the quiet of the afternoon. The pendulum was ticking slow, the radio was out of tune. I saw the shadows stretch across the floral rug upon the floor, and pictured you with wet lapels arriving at the garden door. The tea is steeped, the porch is swept, the promises we made are kept. Leave the screen door unlatched tonight. The yellow porch light cuts through the gray. Every heavy mile will fade to white. A warm dry coat will take the chill away. Down another hour against the floral patterned wall. A silver teaspoon catches light, casting diamonds in the hall. The world outside is full of storms that shake the maple tree so bare. Yet inside here the kettle hums, waiting for your empty chair. The wind may whistle down the lane, but safety waits behind the pane. Leave the screen door unlatched tonight. The yellow porch light cuts through the gray. Every heavy mile will fade to white. A warm dry coat will take the chill away. Footsteps crunch along the gravel driveway in the evening rain. A familiar coat brushing past the roses by the window pane. Troubles lose their weight the second you step across the wooden sill, finding there is plenty time for quiet conversation still. The brass latch clicks and lets you in. A gentle supper can begin. Hang your umbrella by the stair. Rest easy in the rocking chair. The quiet go when someone turns the hallway radio on. I watch a pale moth tap against the window pane, drifting between the garden mint and yesterday's rain, wondering if the corner baker still folds his dough at dawn. My thoughts wander loose like stray cats through the meadow grass, looking for nothing, finding the afternoon intact. A teacup leaves a ring on the telephone directory, and there is an easy mercy in letting mysteries be. Watching the muslin as clover, waiting out a gentle breeze. The porch steps hold the warmth of midday slate, while neighborhood boys roll marbles down the lane. A silver spoon stirs honey through the evening plate, washing away the heavy doubts we could not name. Every troubled breath finds a steady place to land. My sister once asked why clocks keep ticking forward in the dark. I never found an answer, just handed her a winter pear. Now the copper kettle begins its friendly spark, as shadows stretch their elbows across the cellar stair. You never need a compass when the parlor rug feels safe. Let the unsaid arguments drift up the brick flue, past woolen blankets stacked upon the cedar chest. The whole world keeps spinning without our permission to. So pull the rocking chair closer and allow yourself to rest. The porch steps hold the warmth of midday slate, while neighborhood boys roll marbles down the lane. A silver spoon stirs honey through the evening plate, washing away the heavy doubts we could not name. Every troubled breath finds a steady place to land. The teapot cools beside the open ledger book. The evening air settles sweet against the cedar sill. Not every riddle needs another look, while the house grows calm and the street stays still. Heavy dark walnut sinks deep in the floor, supporting my back while the evening turns cold. I pull out some paper I kept in the drawer to write to that frightened 20-year-old. You paced on the porch in the bitter late fall, certain that everything broke in your hands. I hear your boots tapping the base of the wall, too scared to believe in the land. Put down that heavy tin kettle to rest. Breathe till the tension recedes from your chest. That girl at the station will catch the next train and bring back the laughter you thought you had lost. The roof will stay dry through 3 seasons of rain, while daisies forgive every hard-bitten frost. You stumble through trials you will not recall, so stand by the fence and let You worry the banknote will swallow your pride, and dread every envelope left on the sill. I look at the garden we planted outside and watch yellow finches take over the hill. The job that you hated will end in July, opening doors you had never foreseen. There is so much blue in the rest of the sky, and fields that are waiting in green. Drink down the milk and blow out the small light. Nothing is broken beyond all repair tonight. That girl at the station will catch the next train and bring back the laughter you thought you had lost. The roof will stay dry through 3 seasons of rain, while daisies forgive every heart-bitten frost. You stumble through trials you will not recall, so stand by the fence and let calendars fall. I know how the silence can feel like a debt when youth tries to measure each step in advance. Forgive every bargain you made with regret, and give the long river of living a chance. Fold up the letter and smooth down your sleeve. The years treat you kinder than you could believe. I blow on the ink as the tallow burns low. You made it, my friend, and I wanted to let you know. Apricot and dusty rose filtered through the cafe glass, touching every silver fork and slowing down the hours that pass. A fellow in an overcoat sat down across the table wide. He folded up his paper neat and laid his heavy bag aside. He smiled and said, "It looks like rain, but only on the other street," and cleared a space between our plates for 2 tired pairs of traveling feet. He told me stormy seasons break before the winter turns unkind. A heavy load gets lighter when you leave the bitter grief behind. We shared a pot of peppermint until the shadows lost their weight. Sometimes a quiet stranger shows the way through an unfamiliar gate. He asked me why my knuckles clenched around a chipped ceramic cup. I told him life had dealt a blow that made it hard to keep looking up. He He tapped his thumb against the wood and said he lost a house in June. Yet every fallen timber taught his heart to hum a steadier tune. You are only in the middle part, he spoke with a patient nod. The gravel road is longer, but it still can lead you somewhere broad. The waitress came to clear the check and wished us both a gentle night. He counted out exact change under the hanging ceiling light. There was no magic in the room, just honest words from someone old who knew that even broken hands can still find something warm to hold. He told me stormy seasons break before the winter turns unkind. A heavy load gets lighter when you leave the bitter grief behind. We shared a pot of peppermint until the shadows lost their weight. Sometimes a quiet stranger shows the way through an unfamiliar gate. He buttoned up his collar tight and tipped his hat before he walked. I stayed a while to finish up the tea we poured while we talked. The street lamp flared with steady gold outside the window by my chair. I stepped into the evening air and knew that I could make it there. Yesterday Mrs. Gable swore the garden would recover, wiping flour off her apron by the sink. She said sorrow is an ant who overstays her welcome, far less permanent than everybody seems to think. Now a stray yellow tabby drinks the puddle on the flagstones, and someone fixed the crooked mailbox down at number 9. Little things keep ticking forward without asking, like the steeple bell at 20 after 4. The postman whistles tunes from 58. The baker leaves the oven lantern late. A dandelion splits the sidewalk wide. Fresh laundry dries along the southern side. A kettle rattles on the iron grate, and gentle mercies gather at the gate. Old Mr. Henderson is painting all his wicker green, waving with a brush, dripping emerald on his shoe. A girl in rubber boots is skipping over chalk marks, counting every square until she reaches 22. Baker sets 3 cinnamon rolls beside the window, still steaming through the frosty winter pane. The shadows stretch and soften round the edges, giving back the quiet courage we had lost. whistles tunes from 58. The baker leaves the oven lantern late. A dandelion splits the sidewalk wide. Fresh laundry dries along the southern side. A kettle rattles on the iron grate, and gentle mercies gather at the gate. We spend our nights tallying every missing penny, forgetting how the simplest hours mend the seam. It does not take a thunderclap to lift a spirit, just butter on the crust and a saucer full of cream. Mrs. Gable hung her apron on the wooden peg. The afternoon is pouring honey on the floor. I step outside into the chilly April air and leave the heavy winter right behind the door. Scratchy rib-knit wool against my knuckles pulls the attic chill into the light. Faded seams unwind across the blanket, softened by 50 years of winter nights. I press the waffle weave against my cheek, and suddenly the old house lets me in. The hallway floorboards creak beneath the carpet, and someone turns the kitchen kettle on. A steady kettle whistles through the howling gale, while patient fingers patch the linen where it failed. The longest bitter freeze will spare the willow tree, and every sleeping garden wakes in emerald green. No heavy winter holds the spring from breaking free. My mother measured fabric on the table, marking chalk along the checkered board. She smoothed the yellow flannel with an iron, letting steam drift toward the cellar door. She said the thread is stronger than the tear, if you just give the needle time to work. That quiet voice still settles in the timber and mends the heavy worry in my chest. A steady kettle whistles through the howling gale, while patient fingers patch the linen where it failed. The longest bitter freeze will spare the willow tree, and every sleeping garden wakes in emerald green. No heavy winter holds the spring from breaking free. The decades pass in quiet little troubles gather at the threshold, I pull that woven comfort close within. A steady kettle whistles through the howling gale, while patient fingers patch the linen where it failed. The longest bitter freeze will spare the willow tree, and every sleeping garden wakes in emerald green. No heavy winter holds the spring from breaking free. I fold the corner neatly on the cedar bench. The rooms are calm, the storm has walked away. The stitch holds true, and life begins again. For 15 glows in dull green phosphor beside the telephone wire. Right now the room is cold and quiet around the fading fire. I know these winter months have worn the spirit down to bone, but listen close to what I picture when the year has grown. Heavy coats will go back in the trunk upstairs. We will trade this waiting room for easy wicker chairs. We will sit out on the porch when evening settles in the pine, pouring sweet cold water while the neighbors stroll the garden line. Every ache you carried through the dark will soften into dust, passing jam across the cedar table like we always must, watching twilight turn the river bank to gentle honey gold. The wall clock in the hallway strikes 11 down below, reminding us that even stubborn hours eventually go. I see you walking without leaning on the wooden cane, brushing fallen petals from the steps after a summer rain. You will reach into your pocket for the cellar key, finding all the simple things as whole as they should be. We will sit out on the porch when evening settles in the pine, pouring sweet cold water while the neighbors stroll the garden line. Every ache you carried through the dark will soften into dust, passing jam across the cedar table like we always must, watching twilight turn the river bank to gentle honey gold. Do not worry if tomorrow starts with fog and heavy rain. A season always bends toward greener grass along the lane. We have weathered worse than this and kept the pilot light. There are easier afternoons waiting on the other side of night. The glowing number shifts to 4:30 against the wall, Rest your tired shoulders now. We do not have far to fall. Summer is already packing bags to meet us down the road. Spool of forest green rests on the checkered tablecloth today. It rolled out from an ancient sewing box where mother tucked the extra scraps away. I count the tiny rings around the pine and wonder how it outlived all that grief. If something small can hold its color here, then even I can turn a quiet leaf. The steam is rising from the porcelain mug, and evening settles gently like an old wool rug. A heavy winter softens when the kettle starts to sing. Old sweaters mend with patience and a bit of knotted string. The clock upon the mantelpiece forgets the hours we lost, and April brings the clover back across the frozen frost. I spent too many seasons in a rush, chasing things that never learned to stay. Now sitting by this open windowsill, the shadow on my chest is giving way. I thread the needle with that simple strand to fix the cuff where time began to tear. Believing there is mercy in the dust and room enough to breathe without a care. The copper light is spilling on the floor. There is no need to worry like I did before. A heavy winter softens when the kettle starts to sing. Old sweaters mend with patience and a bit of knotted string. The clock upon the mantelpiece forgets the hours we lost, and April brings the clover back across the frozen frost. We break in places nobody can see, then learn to trust inside the slow repair. A slice of bread, a blanket on the knees, and peace returns from almost anywhere. The thread is tied, the spool sits by my plate. I think I might go walk the garden gate. Tomorrow will be kind enough to wait. You set your reading glasses on the sill and sighed against the ticking of the clock. I know you felt the burden in your chest, wondering how the years got in the way. There is no finish line we have to cross, no debt you have to settle with today. We can walk as slow as you need, stopping by the corner grocery stand. Let the heavy sorrow find a quiet rest, like fallen leaves upon the open sand. I will match your stride along the paving stones until the color finds your cheek again. A streetcar bell was chiming on the hill, carrying a steady ringing tune. You said you feared you had no stories left, sitting in the dusty afternoon. Look at all the winters we survived, nothing good inside you turned to rust. There is no finish line we have to cross, we take the road ahead on simple trust. We can walk as slow as you need, stopping by the corner grocery stand. Let the heavy sorrow find a quiet rest, like fallen leaves upon the open sand. I will match your stride along the paving stones until the color finds your cheek again. When you forget how strong you used to stand, lean right against my shoulder for a mile. It takes a while for heavy clouds to clear, but every doorway remembers how to smile. We can walk as slow as you need, stopping by the corner grocery stand. Let the heavy sorrow find a quiet rest, like fallen leaves upon the open sand. I will match your stride along the paving stones until the color finds your cheek again. So tie your laces, friend, and take your coat. The sidewalk by the fence is clear and dry. We have 2 full hours before the evening comes, and not a single worry in the sky.
beeswax hung in the fellowship hall. Thomas carried his toolbox past the coat rack on the wall. 10 long months of quiet lived inside his empty house. Yet today he stepped outside without a shadow or a doubt. He unclasped the leather latch upon the walnut case and found the silver tuning fork right in its proper place. The cast iron radiator hissed a friendly tone. His weathered knuckles loosened up to work the wood alone. Every rusty wire gives a little when you pull. Tension finds a gentle rest until the tone is full. Nobody expected him to fix the treble keys. Still he turned the wooden pins and put the room at ease. Proving broken timber learns to carry melody. The pastor brought a porcelain mug of chicory and cream. Thomas struck an octave strike and listened to the beam. His Martha taught the Sunday school for 7 lustrous years. He felt her patient kindness lingering among the tears. He smoothed the hammer felts with chalk and set the damper right, watching dust motes settle down against the yellow light. The heavy parlor upright stood as solid as a tree. He counted out the beats between the 4th and middle C. Every rusty wire gives a little when you pull. Tension finds a gentle rest until the tone is full. Nobody expected him to fix the treble keys. Still he turned the wooden pins and put the room at ease. Proving broken timber learns to carry melody. Grief is heavy luggage that a person cannot pack, yet simple labor lends a hand to bring the rhythm back. He ran a major scale across the polished ivory road, remembering that healing comes on feet that travel slow. Every rusty wire gives a little when you pull. Tension finds a gentle rest until the tone is full. Nobody expected him to fix the treble keys. Still he turned the wooden pins and put the room at ease. Proving broken timber learns to carry melody. He closed the fallboard softly as the parish supper began. Thomas shared his ginger cake, a lighter, steadier man. The choir gathered near the bench to sing the evening chime, and all 88 good hammers struck the chord in perfect time. Across the parlor where nobody spoke, an
didn't stir the still. I realized the hardest branch had broke beneath the weight upon the windowsill. Yet tiny green was pushing through the chill. The tall grandfather clock kept steady track, and in that hush the courage drifted back. Dust floated down through amber window glass. A picture frame stood steady on the wall. The heaviest of winters always pass, and even careful shadows start to fall. Pass me the blue willow plate from the shelf. We have been carrying sorrow too long. Set down the heavy tea kettle yourself, and breathe just enough to remember the song. Even the quietest kitchen can mend, giving us room to begin. At the end, the lace upon the table catches light, revealing silver spoons polished in pairs. The curtains billow softly into white, and footsteps echo down the wooden stairs. You take the sturdy chair beside the stove and pour the water slowly from above. There is no hurry in an afternoon that gives its weary travelers a seat. The brass pendulum and the wooden spoon keep time together in a gentle beat. Pass me the blue willow plate from the shelf. We have been carrying sorrow too long. Set down the heavy tea kettle yourself, and breathe just enough to remember the song. Even the quietest kitchen can mend, giving us room to begin. At the end, a slice of toasted bread upon the plate. Steam rises slowly in the golden square. We do not have to settle with our fate while there is still a supper left to share. Did we keep 12 silver spoons for 3 wooden chairs? The The water starts boiling before I locate my woolen socks. Frank used to say rain smells different across the county line. There is salt in the sugar bowl again from yesterday. A sparrow sits on the telephone wire and tilts its head. My thoughts wander down the gravel lane before my feet can move. The linoleum stays cold, but the pilot light burns blue. Yesterday felt heavy, but tomorrow makes no promises to pain. I wipe the breadboard down with a damp checkered rag. We mend the torn hem when the thread runs long. A kettle on the burner makes a quiet sort of song. The porch light stays steady while the shadows drift away. You sit by the stove and let the tired hours pay. Good things find the kitchen when the table has a plate. The radio static cleared up around 9:30. That old tune about the river used to make my sister laugh. I found a dry bay leaf tucked inside the dictionary. Page 412, right where the word for shelter lives. Funny how a coat of dust makes everything look settled. The dark roast is steeped enough to pour into 2 mugs. We patch the drafty sill with an extra folded rug. Warm cider tastes better from a heavy earthen mug. The grandfather clock ticks gently against the hallway wall. Nobody has to hurry when the yellow leaves fall. Good news travels slowly, but it reaches us in time. A cloud passes quietly over the neighbor's barn. My fingers still remember how to turn the gray yarn. Trouble has a habit of grinding itself down to sand. Give the fire 5 more minutes to warm your right hand. We have enough bread and the rafters hold tight. Set the chipped cup on the saucer near the window pane. Listen to the steady drumming of the afternoon rain. Drink it down slow, there is nothing left to fear today. Rest your shoulders now, the hardest part has rolled away. Doubt you brought home from the train. You counted pennies on the table twice and swore you would not sleep again. Your knuckles white against the faded plaid convinced you ruined everything you had. If I could mail a postcard back through time, I would tell you not to dread the climb. The deck gets cleared before the autumn frost. Not a single honest prayer gets lost. A sweeter season finds that drafty room, and yellow roses learn the way to bloom. You thought the silence meant the world grew cold. Inside that flat on 7th Street, you burned the toast and let the kettle hiss, staring down at your frozen feet. That cushion held you while you learned to grieve, preparing you for all you would receive. If I could step across the 30 years, I would dry those frantic, sudden tears. The deck gets cleared before the autumn frost. Not a single honest prayer gets lost. A sweeter season finds that drafty room, and yellow roses learn the way to bloom. I know you think you lost the better part by trusting people with a clumsy heart, but every stumble brought you straight to me, content and breathing by the cedar tree. Stand up, young man, and turn the floor lamp low. The heavy seat can rest. It is time to grow. I turned out fine on this side of the door. You do not need to worry anymore.
Butter yellow tint spilled down the booth, touching grease pencil marks upon your coat. I saw you counting coins to pay the fare and clear a heavy knot inside your throat. You turned around to check the silver clock, like every ticking second held a blame. I set my paper down and cleared my voice and asked if you had time to trade a name. The kettle whistled soft behind the bar. You shook your head and let your shoulders fall. A tired smile began to break the gloom across the shadow, widening on the wall. Troubles lose their weight when they are spoken. Tangled roads look straighter when we talk. Mend the little seams before they widen. Rest your weary feet before you walk. Every storm runs out of dark to pour, leaving quiet pavement at your door. You said you lost a dream in 48, or maybe just last Friday by the bay. I told you how my brother missed the train and found his future 30 miles away. The waitress filled our mugs without a word, as if she knew some debts are paid in time. We passed the marmalade and buttered toast, two travelers trading pennies for a rhyme. The hardest miles are always traveled solo, until somebody pulls another chair. You do not have to carry all the luggage, just let a friendly witness see you there. Troubles lose their weight when they are spoken. Tangled roads look straighter when we talk. Mend the little seams before they widen. Rest your weary feet before you walk. Every storm runs out of dark to pour, leaving quiet pavement at your door. You tied your woolen scarf and took your coat. The bus arrived with headlights cut and bright. You tapped the counter twice and gave a wave, stepping steady out into the night.
You told me yesterday that trouble always loses steam, and pointed to the kettle on the back right burner ring. The neighbor's beagle found his yellow tennis ball again, wedged under maple branches where the fence begins to bend. A dry hydrangea head rolled down the gravel path, right past the plastic basin where the sparrows take a bath. These tiny quiet motions keep the world from falling down, just simple little reasons to remain inside this town. A repaired porch step holds the weight of heavy grocery sacks. Old woolen cardigans stay soft along their weathered backs. The hardware owner leaves a dish of peppermint by the door, and someone always finds a penny on the bakery floor. It turns out gentle things outlive the burdens that we bore. The mailman paused to whistle by the silver willow tree while drying out his canvas hat from 3:15. Two pigeons fought politely for a single crust of rye beneath the laundry drying in a pale October sky. A rusty sprinkler sputtered once and then began to turn, proving there is plenty left for anyone to learn. These tiny quiet motions keep the world from falling down. Just simple little reasons to remain inside this town. A repaired porch step holds the weight of heavy grocery sacks. Old woolen cardigans stay soft along their weathered backs. The hardware owner leaves a dish of peppermint by the door, and someone always finds a penny on the bakery floor. It turns out gentle things outlive the burdens that we bore. He said to notice how the moss forgives the broken stone, how tea tastes better when you take the second cup alone. There is a patient rhythm underneath the loudest week, providing all the steady answers that we used to seek. You told me yesterday the daylight finds another route. I set the copper kettle down and turned the burner out. The neighbor called his hound dog home before the bell could ring, and suddenly we had enough to face the coming spring. Rough muslin weave between my knuckles brings back the kitchen table in July. The summer heat had undone every buckle, and water boiled without a reason why. My mother sat with tailor shears in hand, smoothing the wrinkles flat across the pine. She pulled the threads and told me not to worry. The stiffest cloth gives in to soap and rain. There is no need to finish in a hurry. Good stitches hold despite the pull of strain. She measured twice along the faded hem, teaching my hands to trust the afternoon. I felt the tension loosen in the thread and listened close to every word she said. Heavy canvas bends when water starts to flow. Every stiffened fold gives way to gentle wear. What feels too harsh tonight will soften as we go, carried through the dark by quiet hands that care.
brighter thread will mend the part that tore. Now 40 years of traded places quietly. I hold the self-same apron on my lap. When heavy winters try to shake me mightily, I trace the sturdy binding of the strap. Her steady voice returns to clear the gloom, restoring order to this silent room. I feel the tension loosen in the thread, and hear again what simple kindness said. Heavy canvas bends when water starts to flow. Every stiffened fold gives way to gentle wear. What feels too harsh tonight will soften as we go, carried through the dark by quiet hands that care. A brighter thread will mend the part that tore. Time is a patient tailor, working slow, ironing the creases out of troubled days. The bitter winds we suffered long ago turn into gentle lessons in our praise. The fabric rests against my fingers now, completely soft after so many years. I folded neatly on the cedar chest, and let tomorrow take away the tears we mend together, line by patient line.
The painted 6 upon the mantel clock points steady toward a quiet afternoon. I picture how your boots will hit the dock when winter leaves our lake in middle June. We will not hurry down the gravel trail, nor count the years we carried on our backs. Just watch the cedar wax wings on the rail, and listen to the train across the tracks. Every heavy week will have to bend, every bitter ache will find an end. We'll share a pot of sweet clover tea, unpack the woolens with the windows wide, laugh at the storm that couldn't shake the tree, and let the kettle whistle on the side. Nobody asks how hard the winter blew when all the lilac branches blossom through. I see your spectacles upon the stand, beside an open book of garden seeds. You'll take a little trowel in your hand and clear the yellow clover from the weeds. The porch will smell of lemon oil and pine, with easy laughter coming back to stay. We'll string the pole beans up along the twine and let the telephone just ring away. All the worried letters that we penned will turn to ash before the shadows blend. We'll share a pot of sweet clover tea, unpack the woolens with the windows wide, laugh at the storm that couldn't shake the tree, and let the kettle whistle on the side. Nobody asks how hard the winter blew when all the lilac branches blossom through. It is not foolish to believe in peace, to mark a date upon a calendar. The tide is not but loosen and release. The brightest days are waiting where we are. The kettle simmers on a cast iron plate. I set 2 cups beside the cedar sill. The world is gentle past the picket gate, and all the heavy sorrow standing still.